Honorable Josephine Senior. Yeah, I'm sure when I tell you these stories, you are remembering the events as they unfold. So we have a few dead candidates since then, and we have gotten an opportunity to build political careers. There are many members of parliament who have been elected on this party's ticket. Just those who come off my mind are Honorable Wakabado, Honorable Abdul Hussein Mohammed, Honorable Ifre Maina, Honorable Peter Munya, Honorable Farah Maalim, and many others. So the party is committed to reform. It is actually the hope of the reform movement in Kenya. As I said, it is an anti-tribalistic party, defender of human rights for ordinary Kenyans, and that we seek to destroy the system of patronage and personality cults. These are some of the things that are ruining even very stable democratic parties that we have seen. Otherwise, the symbol of the party is an arc, as you can see. The arc, maybe most of us, biblically, we know that we survived the tsunami of that time because of the ark. And this is what Safina seeks to do, to make sure that this country does not sink, so that everybody, every Kenyan, and every animal, and every tree, and every road will get into the ark. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I think up to this juncture, we have been given the full history of where Safina came from. We now have full information, comprehensive information, so that we can now decide to work with our party leader and our chief guest. I will call upon an official from Kisii, who is also a candidate, and a chairman from Kisii, and a NP candidate from Nyaribari Masaba, Mr. Nicholas, to also give out his remarks. Thank you.
Party leader, our chief guest, chairman of Safina Party, Secretary General, all members of the NEC, and all of you here present today. It's such a wonderful day to be here today. Jimmy, welcome. In the morning I tweeted and I said, we have heard stories, but I think we were yet to see Hurricane JW. And we will be seeing Hurricane JW. From Kisii, and on behalf of the people of Kisii, we normally call ourselves Omogusi. Sisi, we have what we call unity in diversity. If you go to Kisii, there is no euphoria. You will find everybody, and we accommodate everybody. What we only ask for is fairness in everything that we do. And in this case, I'm very happy that we in Safina, we cherish the same things that we as Ababushi cherish in terms of politics. Guest of honor, party leader, I am accompanied by a young man who is also seeking a position of member county assembly. He's called Nyaberi. Where are you, Nyaberi? Okay. Please, we are not leaving our young persons behind. It is about all of us. Nothing about us without us. And when we look at what we are doing in Kisii, as I said, we do not have euphoria. Safina? Safina. Safina? Safina. Safina? Safina. Finally, our clarion call at Safina. Everybody knows this. And I would have expected this to come from the SG later on. All Kenyans deserve what? They deserve a chance. Party leader, I know at one point, sir, I used to occupy 7th and 8th floor of electricity house, and you were on 50th floor. And when the history of the party has been said here, I know what it means. We were just spectators, but we know what you went through in order to get Kenya to where it is today. And that today, we can be able to talk the way we are talking because we know there's nobody else looking at us to find out what we are saying. Kwa hivyo, we look forward for our Hurricane JW on the 21st, kule kwingine. For today, and in the interest of time, I would want to leave there and say, Safina! Safi! Safina! Safi! Safina! Safi! Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Bwana Nicholas. That was very nice insight. Now I will call upon again the Secretary General, Mr. give his remarks. The first time we were introducing the officials. Now you need to give what is in your heart.
Maybe this time nitaongea na Kiswahili kidogo tu. Tukiangalia pale nyuma mnaona tuko na vijana. Sisi tumekuwa kwa hii pate tangu 1994. Na tunataka sasa, we have mentored some youth na tungetaka washikilie hapo sasa. Nao waendelee hapo. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni kitu moja ambaye ningetaka kusema, alafu niseme pia kile tunataka kufanya ni kitu tunataka sasa mara hii tunataka ikue Safina ikue the third force. Unajua that force? Si mambo ya two horse races. Sasa mara hii tunataka tukue sasa the third one. Na tuoneshe hawa watu that we can change this country kulingana na vile Safina ilikuwa imefikia tangu mwanzoni. So mjue sasa, hata juzi nimeona watu wanaandika kwa social media wanasema mlipuko wa Safina umeingia. Na tunangojea ulipuke. Na kwa sasa tuko na candidates wengi sana ambao wanasimama na Safina. We've got even governors all over the countries ambao wanataka kusimama na chama, na najua by next week tutakuwa tuko na candidates wengi. So sitaongea sana, lakini nitasema nikisema vile tunasemanga, unajua slogan yetu tunasemanga Safina, tukisema Safina tunasema safi. Tukisema Safina tunasema safi. Tena tukisema Safina tunasema safi sana. So let's try that, eh? Yes. Safina safi. Safina safi. Safina safi sana. So you need to add another one, safi. So tuko na wageni wengi hapa na nafikiri Bwana MC sijui kama you give them a chance maybe waongee kidogo tu maybe, lakini chama nafikiri you will introduce them and you wapatie chance now waongee from even other political parties. Asante.
Thank you very much, Bwana SG. Now I'll take this opportunity once again to invite the party chairman, the able party chairman, Mr. Duncan Nyang. Karibu.
Thank you, Bwana MC. Safina! Safi! Safina! Safi! Safina! Safi sana! Asanteni sana. Bwana party leader, chief guest Jimi Wanjigi, all members of NEC, all distinguished guests, members of Safina, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Amjambo. Asanteni sana. As you've heard, my name is Duncan Nyale. I'm the national chair of Safina. And today, you can read from my face, I'm a happy man. A happy man because the dream of Safina that was started by, among others, our party chair, is about to be finally realized. I think I will start from what Safina stands for, because it's a party that has been here since 1994. And some of us young people might not appreciate the tenets that built Safina and why it has withstood this test of time. Parties in this country are special purpose vehicles for elections. I think when party leader, you'll agree with that. But Safina has withstood the test of time. Safina is based on three main tenets: social liberalism, social democracy, and what we call civic nationalism. Simply put, Safina was created to ensure there is a social fabric and identity of us as a people of Kenya. That coupled with individual rights, civic rights, and civil liberties. The second tenet was political rights and freedom. And the final is economic rights and freedom. From the history of this country, we can see we have achieved quite a lot of the first two. Beginning from independence, getting self-rule, that's some form of social liberalization. The new constitution opened up space, introduced civic rights and freedoms. Political rights, like the SG aptly said, the party leader and their generation have done quite a lot for someone like me to be able to stand here and be able to address people or address this country without fear of any kind. Knowing there is no kind of victimization that can come my way because of the job that they did. So today, I think what we are left with, or where this country is at a crossroads, is the economic liberation. And if you have followed what our chief guest has been advocating for, he's not a novice in politics. He's not a novice in business. He's an experienced businessman in this country, accomplished and successful Kenyan, who we are proud of. Okay? So if you have followed him, even his political activities, he's advocating for economic freedom or rights and freedom. And that is exactly what we as a party stand for. So as this union goes, it is a perfect match that easily fits in all these tenets. So I will just say one thing to our chief guest. Karibu nyumbani, karibu Safina. The second thing I want us not to forget, because we tend to be, or maybe to forget something sometimes. Bwana Party Leader, allow me, on behalf of all Kenyans, to sincerely thank you and your generation for the struggle that you did in this country to ensure there is political freedom and people like us can be able to exercise our democratic rights without any fear of reprisal. Sometimes you don't do that enough. Tupigie makofi. Finally, because of time, I wish to send a clarion call to the rest of the Kenyans. You know we are the people of the Act, and you know what the Act does, yes. Or what the Act did. Come and join us for this economic revival. We have an economic turbulence, party leader and chief guest, and we are providing an option that all of us can join in the Act, come together to survive this turbulent economic environment. Otherwise, thank you very much, na Mungu awabariki. It is now my humble civic duty to officially introduce the new Safina member and officially welcome him to the party. That's the duty of the party chair, and I will not abrogate. Chief guest, please come to the front, and SG, please join me, if you may. So we shall jointly with the SG hand over the certificate of life membership to the chief guest, after which we shall adorn him with some regalia you will see, because we are the fearless lot. Thank you.
A copy. Makofi tena.
Okay, thank you so much for that session. I'll now call upon the party leader to make his remarks to us, the delegates.
Let me start by appreciating and thanking Safina's National Executive Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, you were introduced to here are individuals who have stood with this party through thick and thin, and they have remained committed members of the party. Please give them a clap. Second point is to say that Safina's vision from the very beginning, one, the new constitution. Those who want to acknowledge accuracy of history will acknowledge that Safina played a key role in the struggle and the realization of the 2010 Constitution. We remain happy about that. But more importantly, as far as Safina is concerned, the 2010 Constitution was not and is not an end in itself. The 2010 Constitution was a means to an end. The end being the realization of socio-economic empowerment of every Kenyan. That is the destination we want to get. Put quite simply, we want when we say every Kenyan deserves a chance, what we mean is simply that every Kenyan should live in dignity and free from want. No Kenyan should sleep hungry because he or she doesn't have adequate food. And if truth be told, there are many Kenyans who are sleeping hungry. True or not? True. We want every Kenyan to have access to affordable health care. We want every Kenyan to have adequate housing. We want every Kenyan to have access to clean water. We want every Kenyan to be economically empowered. Kenyans are people who are self-respecting. What they want is a chance to work and live on the basis ya jasho yao. Sio. So we want that social economic empowerment. That is the business that remains to be achieved. And that is what gives me singular pleasure in welcoming Jimi Wanjigi here to the Safina fold, because that is the vision he shares here. That is why he has chosen to join Safina. I know, and you know, that there are many other parties he could have joined civil. Yes. There are many parties. But he chose to join this particular party because of its ideology, because of what it stands for, because of the vision. That is why he has joined this party. And I want to say that we have welcomed him today. We welcome all those who wish to contest elections, either as MCAs members of parliament, the governors, senators, and the presidency. We welcome all of them to join the party. And I, as a party leader, encourage them, even those who want to contest for the president. That is a decision that is going to be made by the National Delegate Caucus in a fair, equitable manner. But in the meantime, I call on all of them, those who wish to contest on the Safina ticket, the presidency, senators, MPs, to get out into the field and begin campaigning. The final decisions will be made by the National Delegates Caucus. So, my good friend Jimi Wanjigi, karibu sana. Some of us who have already said we will not be seeking elective position. But it doesn't mean we are retiring from politics. There are many roles that you can play even without being an elected member. Most of the achievements we made towards changing this country, those of us who are in the struggle that my friend from Kisi was mentioning about the electricity house, we did not achieve those because we were in the National Assembly. It is important for some to be inside. It is equally important for them to be outside. Today, the people who are actually standing up for the Kenyan people is the civil society. They are not even in the National Assembly. So karibu sana, karibu tena, and I say to you, if you will be seeking a Safina's ticket for other positions, don't wait. The elections are in August. There isn't a lot of time. You and the others who may wish to seek Safina's ticket for the presidency, we want you to go directly to the people. Safina will decide in the National Delegates Congress who to give the ticket. Asanteni sana and karibu sana. Those who have been thinking that Safina is dead, I want to assure you Safina has been complying with the requirements of the Political Parties Act. We've got branches required, over 25 active branches across the entire country. We've got membership, we've complied with the law regarding political parties. And yes, there are many parties which have come and gone. We fought and sacrificed because of multipartyism. And that is something we hold dear. So we are not going to agree to be swallowed and that sort of thing. No, no, no. Any other party that shares in our ideals, we can share on issue by issue basis. But we will remain, Safina, with our vision and with our ideals. So wale ambao walikuwa wakifikiria kwamba ati Safina imekufa, kwanza alama yetu ni meli. There comes a time when you go and refurbish the ship in dry docks before relaunching it. Tumemaliza hiyo marekebisho, sasa Safina iko tayari. Tena kuna wale ambao wanasema msemo, kiona simba amenyeshewa usije ukafikiri yeye ni baka. Kwaherini na karibu sana all of you for coming for this important occasion. I thank you. So, my pleasure now to invite Jimi Wanjigi, who is a man of courage, a man of commitment. Jimi Wanjigi sio mtu wa kubabaishwa, na hata nyinyi mmejionea sivyo? Kwa hivyo akichukua msimamo, you can take it to the bank. He is not going to change. He's got the experience, he's interactive, and he now knows. I was teaching him the other day, kila mmoja wetu na ile wanaita Damascus moment, si ndio? na yake imefika, si mmemwona kwa gazeti. So his commitment, I am satisfied is completely done. Karibu sana.
Asante. God is good. All the time. And all the time. God is good. Safina. Safi. Safina. Safi. Safina. Safi sana. Asanteni sana. My party leader and all the wonderful officials of this great party, Safina, including the wonderful introduction from both yourself and the chairman. I think before I speak, if you can please indulge me, I have two very special friends that I'd like to say a word. I have, right to my left here, Honorable Gindo, who is actually my presidential campaign chair. And I have a very, very good friend that I've known for a very long time, who has stood with me through thick and thin in this wonderful party called ODM, called Steve Bogo. I think Steve, start with you.
Safina. Safina.
Safi sana.
His Excellency, Party Leader, the Secretary General, Mheshimiwa, and all the party officials, together with beautiful Kenyans I see. Hamjambo. My name is Steve Bogo. I'm a politician, I'm a leader, and I'm a businessman. Now, there is a saying that says, you can fool people for some time, but you cannot fool the people all the time. As you know very well, I and His Excellency Wanjigi, we were members of the Orange Democratic Movement. But I think the whole country saw our fate. Si ni kweli? Si mliona tukikimbizwa? So first I want to tell Safina that thank you very much for admitting us. We come with a zeal, zest, and temerity you have never experienced in your party before. Now I want to tell Kenyans that it is time we all stand up and advocate for our rights. I want to talk to my fellow young people in this country. I know you've lost hope. I know you have not seen direction. But I want to guarantee you that where there is a will, there is a way. I want to tell Kenyans that people go to an election because of purpose. As we speak today, no Kenyan is happy here. And we need a liberator of nothing else but what the party leader has said, the social economic liberation. And I want to tell you, you can never take a veterinarian to assume the role of a neurosurgeon. If your cow is sick, you need a veterinary officer to treat it. Si ni kweli? Yes. This country is ailing economically. And I want to tell you, because of purpose, we need someone who understands how to take the agenda forward. I want to tell Kenyans we have a sure bet. We have a what? Sure bet. And come August, for those who are failing and don't want to understand, His Excellency, under the Safina Party, will carry the day and will be the President of the Republic of Kenya. Kwa hayo machache, as we embark to our normal businesses, I just want us to ask ourselves one question. Today we are being paraded about two horses. One entered in politics in the year 1982. Those are 40 years. The other one entered into politics in 1992. Those are 30 years. They have all served in all big positions in this country. What do they have to show for it? What is it they're telling Kenyans that they will send and take our agenda and our lives forward in the next 5 or 10 years? So they should understand that there is a revolution in the mind. In the economical sector we are going through, we are transiting to the third industrial revolution. These are people who did not even contribute in the second industrial revolution in this country. And we will speak, because the biggest question you will answer, all of you as Kenyans, the biggest question is when one day your child asks you, Daddy or Mommy, where were you when this country was going to the sharks? Where were you when money was being squandered? Where were you when other countries were moving with the world of today while we dilly-dally on non-issues that we all know are not the issues ailing our country? Sawa sawa? Pole munisamehe, unajua wanasiasa tunapotukipewa microphone. Today is not my day, but I just wanted to pass that message and tell you, His Excellency, we have not yet stood with you. We will stand with you and by you. If there is one person I know who will have a genuine army in this country, is His Excellency Jimi Wanjigi. Na ndio nawaomba. He's someone who is sacrificing. He's not someone's project. He's sacrificing so that you and I and the future generation can initiate a transition or an evolution of new leadership and progress in our country. Asanteni na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Party leader, sir, let me take this opportunity to thank you and applaud you for the legacy you have in this country. I am happy to be associated with Safina today at the invitation of my friend, His Excellency Jimi Wanjigi. And I came very boldly because I know the credentials of the party leader, Mheshimiwa Paul Mwita. And for those who may not know, we will not be celebrating these many parties if it wasn't for the sacrifice that the party leader made. And I celebrate you. I have come here to be a witness that eventually my friend Jimi Wanjigi has found a home. I saw him in the wilderness and I sympathize with him. And as the party leader of Green Congress of Kenya, I offered to provide him shelter.
Yes, you did.
So that he was not to be rained on. But today he has found a home and I have come to witness. I know one thing about Jimi Wanjigi. He is a fearless person. And I love fearless people. I am equally fearless.
Amen.
And Kenya requires fearless people. Young or small, old, women or men, please have the courage to step forward and save your country, Kenya.
I joined today because I know the voices for change are everywhere in Kenya. Everybody in their heart are looking for change. And we are going to join hands as Kenyans yearning for change. And we will fight to see that change comes to Kenya so that all of us can benefit from this country called Kenya. I know today you have found a home, and I know your big day is coming, Your Excellency. We look forward to your big day, and I know we will work very, very closely to see that this dream is realized for the benefit of country, beloved country called Kenya. With those remarks, I want to wish you all the best as you enter into this journey that will see you crowned and will see you at Kasarani as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. All these young faces I see here have hope in you. Please, don't let them down. God bless you.
Pigia makofi. Come on. Now I have a speech. I don't know whether I should read it. I think I'll talk off the cuff. Safina.
Safi.
Safina.
Safi.
Safina.
Safi, safi sana.
Najua wengi wenu.
Magia wote.
Hiyo ndo mnaijua na tutaileta hapa. Unajua sasa sisi ni wageni.
Tuilete.
Tutaileta. My party leader and all the officials of Safina, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming to witness what to me is a very important journey in what I call the next phase of our political safari. We were in a home called ODM, and as I said publicly for a long time, that was the party that I first ever joined in 2018. Otherwise, I had not been part, I had never taken membership in any party. So in 2018, I joined ODM, believing that our ideology, our policies, especially espoused in the election of 2017, were still in sync. Was still in sync. In 2017, if you remember when we got together as NASA, we talked about canon. And the canon that we envisaged for Kenyans was a canon away from what we termed as the oppression and backward policies of the Jubilee government. I think we were very clear. I also believe, because some of us suffered greatly, as you've heard being espoused here, you know, you young people, I don't know kama munajua historia. Unaona Paul Mwite hapa. If you want to know fearless, let me tell you, that's the man there. Unaona. In those days, you could not meet like you're meeting here. In those days, you had a gathering of just a few people in your office, and you were raided. So when you talk about the freedoms you are enjoying here, you look at Paul Moite and the foundation of Safina, and you take off your hats in appreciation for the uhuru you have. Give him a big hand. We believed fearlessly in 2017 that we had to get away from the oppression of this Jubilee government. I was astounded when after we were just here at swearing in, the end of January, that my party leader in March goes to shake hands with the master oppressor Uhuru Kenyatta. Mimi nilistuka. Kasema, maybe this is politics which I don't understand, but I pray it is about ideology. I think we have waited 4 years. And even Jimi Wanjigi, who has been one of the biggest supporters of ODM and even of my party leader, unaona vile nimekuwa oppressed out at Kasarani. Umeona hiyo? Yes. I was oppressed out. So it seems we did not inject Jubilee with the philosophies and ideologies of Canon. It seems they infected us with a bag of oppression. Ile ambao tulikuwa nasema hatutaki. We are now at a very critical stage in this nation. We are the ones who articulated the revolution. The revolutions that have been there were at independence. And it had its heroes and warriors. We had the second liberation, where my party leader here, and even my former party leader, Raila Molo Odinga, were heroes and liberators of. Now is the third liberation. And as you can see with Paul here, he has said me anataka kiti. He knows. His work in the front for the second liberation was done. Now he can be wisdom. He can be the man we go to ask him, hapa mulipita namna gani? Hapa namna gani? How did you go through this corner and that corner? How did you achieve greater heights? And in Safina, how did you make it sail against the greatest floods? But you can see, he said, because he knows this is a different revolution. It is a revolution that was espoused long time ago, but has never been actualized. It is articulated in the 2010 Constitution he's talking about. Article 43 is very clear on the socio-economic rights due to all of us as Kenyans. Water, sanitation, housing, education, medical, the right to a dignified life as a Kenyan. It is there. But people have done something different in implementation. Now we are saying, and we are very clear about this as I come into Safina, mine is what you call in Kikuyu an Itweka movement, an Itweka time. Itweka, for those who don't know that word, was when one generation, the younger one, overthrew the older one because life had become untenable. Now I see a very young audience here. Are you happy with the way life is?
No.
Are you happy?
No.
Can you see a future? I want you to see it now. I want you to see it in Itweka. You are 76%. You are 76% of the population of this country. 76% is under the age of 37. As my party leader stood, even when you had the first multi-party election in 1992, he stood with a great man called Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, even against his own Kikuyu candidates in Mwai Kibaki and Kenneth Matiba. He has espoused nationalism in this party. That's why you can see the party officials. They come from the length and breadth of this nation. I am a believer of that philosophy. That's why I was in ODM. And that's why, one of the reasons, I am here in Safina. The young people have one tribe. One. That is your young. Your young. Na nyinyi ndio mwenye nchi. Nyinyi ndio wenye nchi. Na mshike vizuri. Because I don't think you understand your power. This is your Itweka movement. And it is beyond the traditional tribes
that are articulated. This is your moment to rise up and say it's about us, not about them. Repeat after me. It's about us, not about them. It's about us, not about them. That is where you are. And I call upon all of you in the length and breadth of this nation, no matter how you have grown up, to seize control now of that future, to hold it in your hands and say no more. It's about us, not about them. It's about us, not about them. That is where we are. I am not in your age bracket, but I am fresh. I am fresh. I am not tainted by being anywhere in the political arena other than being behind. I am clear. That's why I came up with the slogan, Fagia wote. Fagia wote. Kabisa, tuwe safi. Tuomoke pamoja. This is the time to say, waende, waende. Are you not tired? Kuona watu, they move us in a direction, sasa wanaenda to cut deals in sijui which offices na street houses here. Eh? Where are you wakifanya hizo deals? Muko happy? This is a time for you to occupy your rightful place in those offices, in those corridors of power. If you seize this opportunity, and I believe you will this election, I can assure you this will be the ark that will carry you to the promised land, to the evergreen that Kenya is. That is the symbolism of Safina. And among you, I want to see young Democrats. I want to see you running for seats. I want to see you joining this party. Many and many aspirants. Take control. This is our vessel. And let us use the flags that are coming to Fagia, Fagia, Fagia wote. Tuomoke pamoja. On this journey, let me be very clear. I think you've heard my party leader speak. We have, I understand, an NDC on the 21st of this month. So I will be putting my nomination for presidency of this party. I don't know whether they are the competitors, but I want to assure you, I don't believe this is a party that will do what was done to me in Kasarani. So those who wish to come, participate, compete, I am a man who believes in competition. After the young people, kujeni karibuni sana. But in order to participate, you must be members of this party. The 21st is only in about 11 days. 11, 12 days. Karibuni kwa chama. We are headed for the evergreen that should be the future of this great land of ours. On that note, let me again thank you, all of you, for this wonderful, wonderful reception. Let us go forward. Fagia wote.
Fagia.
Fagia wote.
Fagia.
Fagia wote.
Fagia.
Tuomoke pamoja. Asanteni sana.
Let's give our chief guest a round of applause. Tumpigie makofi kama dakika moja. Thank you very much. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Bwana MC. You've seen where the arc is going. Usiachwe nyuma. Safari hii tunaumoka. Safari hii tunafagia. Tunabeba yote, tunapeleka kwa bahari, inaenda huko. Lazima tufagie wote mpaka tukue safi. Asante. As we expect a tsunami of candidates, tunawakaribisha hata nyinyi vijana mko hapa, tembelea. The office is at View Park Towers, first floor. Mnakaribishwa, tuko wazi. Hata saa hii ukitoka hapa, pitia hapo, tukupatie forms, you fill, ukuwe mwanachama. Na pia kuingia mwanachama, kama wewe ni mtu mwanachama wa chama kingine, ingia tu kwa mtandao, hata hii Citizen, you can resign from one party and you join our party from there, from the comfort of your phone. So usiachwe nyuma kwa kuwa uko na kazi nyingi mahali fulani. Tunawakaribisha wote, na vile party leader na chief guest amesema, hatutakimbiza mtu. Chukueni moyo wanachama, tarehe 21 tupatane kwa NDC. Asanteni sana. Questions? Yeah, so maybe we'll give members of the press an opportunity to pose a few questions. Maybe, yeah, I'll ask the party leader and the chief guest to join me here. So for purposes of order, I will request maybe you raise your arms and then I can moderate this session. Thank you. So you'll start by introducing yourself, tell us the media house, and pose your question.
Any question?
Yeah, there's one.
I'm Haimba from Ebro TV. My question maybe goes to Mheshimiwa Mwite. Maybe will also be answered by Mheshimiwa Jimi Wanjigi. Today is actually the 9th of March. It actually marks exactly 4 years after the handshake between Ruto and Raila Odinga. Maybe as a country, what do you feel might be some of the achievements this handshake period?
Thank you, Haimba. As far as Safina is concerned, we would like to place our trust, our confidence, not in individuals, but in institutions. Point number one. Point number two, which I want to make. When you listen to the explanations that have come from the president, it is like he is rewarding people not to cause chaos. And I'm not convinced that that is the way to go about things. People should of course associate, because associating is good, but on the basis of what you are going to do for the people of Kenya, all of them, not an individual. So I have found some challenges, some difficulties in accepting the explanation that if I threaten violence, I make things impossible, then you reward me by making arrangements with me. What precedent are we setting? So that is a challenge to my mind. Yes, people can associate, but don't ask those of us who may have a different view to join you on that particular agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Party Leader. I think I fully concur, not even think, I fully concur with what my party leader said. But let me add one or two things, because some of us were privy to some details. On this day, 4 years ago, that is correct, the handshake took place. And after the handshake, my party leader, we met immediately after. And I will categorically say here, he gave me a document that had some agendas that they had both signed. Among those were two things I would like to point out. One was that those who had lost their lives, because there were many people that had lost their lives out of police bullets in the 2017 election, would be fully compensated financially, including, as you remember, people like David Ben. As of today, that has never happened. That has never happened. The second was the intolerance to corruption. That was an agenda that was going to affect all of us. But it is still in these 4 years that we saw issues like the COVID billionaire scandal. So I don't think, according to my barometer, we tamed corruption. Now, I repeat here, just as my party leader said,